Welcome to another interesting video. In this video, you're going to learn how to cut the lining and the interfacing for the safari suit. In my previous video, you must have learned how to draft this safari suit, how to cut the sleeve and make the sleeve, how to make the pocket, and many others. So this is going to be the cutting of the lining and interfacing. So to start with, I have folded my fabric. If you notice that I added this allowance after drafting from the previous video, so I'm just basically going to fold out the allowance that I added. Then I trim off the neckline following the initial neckline, that's the normal neckline, and this is what I have. Then I'll do the same on the other panel. Anything I do in one panel, I'll do it precisely in the other panel. When I'm done, I'm placing it on the lining on fold. Remember, I folded both the button allowance and the down part, that's the hemming allowance. So when I place it on the lining, I'm going to just draw a straight line like this from this point, connecting it to my armhole, just like this. Okay, now I'm going to trim it following this line. When I get to the armhole, I will add like 0.5 inches around this armhole, like so. Then on the upper part of it, that's the shoulder, I'll also add half of an inch. Then I connect it straight to the neckline. Then I cut basically what I have on the neckline, and then I trim off the other front part. Now you have to take note of the allowance that I folded in. It's about 4 inches. So what I'm going to cut out, trim out of the front panel is going to be 3 inches. So the 1 inch that I'm going to leave is going to be the joining allowance on both the fabric and the lining. So I'm marking 3 inches here, and then I'm going to draw a straight line. Of course, this part is not needed because I've already folded in 4 inches, just as I said. So I'm going to trim it off now. Okay, so after trimming it off, this is what I have. What I have left should be able to reach the overlapping allowance that I folded in earlier. So this is how to cut the front panel. Let's move over to the back panel now. Okay, I've arranged the lining. I placed my back panel. If you notice, I've folded in my hemming allowance and my slit allowance following my side seam allowance. So I'm just cutting out what I have basically. So I'm going to check where my slit allowance stops. Then I'll take note of that place and then I'll mark it out. Then remember that I folded in 2 inches to be my slit allowance. So I'm basically going to go in from that point to it has 1 inch inward, so that when I'm joining the fabric is going to be 2 inches. I don't know if you get it. So just watch what I'm doing. I'm marking 1 inch inward at that point. Then I'll draw the line. Then the other remaining 1 inch will serve as my joining allowance. Then from that point, at my slit point, I'm going to draw it straight to the armhole, just as I did in the front panel. In the front panel, the excess was coming in, while in the back panel it is going in, because the front panel excess is going to pay for the back panel excess. So when I get to the armhole, I'm going to start from the neckline. I'll make sure that I match everything the same. Then I curve it out following the initial neckline as the one that is found in the fabric. So I'm going to just cut precisely what I have. In some cases, especially when I'm drafting suits that really need highly padding, so I used to leave half of an inch on the shoulder of the back panel also, but this one is not necessary. So now to the sleeve. If you've not seen how I made the sleeve, just click on this video up here and you're going to see a tutorial on how I went about drafting and making the sleeve all together. The purpose of replaying this point is to explain to the person that asked me to show her how to cut the band. So to cut the band, I stressed out my fabric like this, and there are just two. That's I put two of it right side facing each other. Then I place my sleeve like this. To put it simply, you can just measure the round sleeve how long is it, then you now mark it out. So that's just basically what I'm doing there. Then I went ahead and marked out on 2 points so to have a straight line. So whatever I had at the tip of it, I marked it out just like so. Then I took the width of 6 inches. That is, when it is unfolded, it will give me 3 inches. Then after marking it out like this, I went ahead and draw a straight line. Then I cut. It's just very simple. Thereafter, I cut out my stay. So when matching it up like this on the sleeve, round sleeve, you can see that it is just okay, and I even have some excess. So I went ahead to fold it into two and trim it out to give me that round sleeve shape. So just like that. Okay, that out of the way now, let's cut the stay. So I folded my stay into two, then I placed my front panel like this. I open up all the excesses, and you remember that when I was cutting the lining, I had to fold it out, but this particular one, I'm not folding anything in. So I'll just open it up and cut it directly the way it is on the fabric. And now to the back. The back is a little bit logical. Some people used to take it straight, but my own is always dramatic this way. So I fold my style like this as usual. Then I place my back panel to match up with the stay up to the armhole depth. You can see the stay is going to pass that armhole depth like 2 inches or 1.5. Then I ensure that everything stands in place the way it is at the center back. You can see the stay is on fold also while the main fabric is on fold. So I'll just trim it following the armhole. As you can see, everything the same. When I'm done, I'm going to pull it out and place it on top so as to give that beautiful shape, that beautiful curve that I always give to my outfit. I mark 4 inches from the neck depth, then I'll go ahead and use my free hand and style it the way I love. So look at this. Isn't this gonna be beautiful? Just try out this method and you're going to like it. I always love my things to be so special. So guys, can you see this? When you are done stirring this, it will give you a smooth and stylish back. So I went ahead to cut some stay also for my slits and also for the hemming allowance. I always like to apply this here also. Then that is it for cutting of stairs, and at this point I am moving over to the machine to start the sewing. Honestly, this tutorial is going to be too long, so I decided to end this particular video here. Please guys, we are going to continue in the next video the sewing aspect of it. So after stirring everything, this is what I have. Everything came out so lovely. You can see this. I also had my linings ready. And see all these things. The sleeve already I've made tutorial on them, and I have also made a special tutorial on the pocket, so you can see the back panel. It came out so beautiful. So guys, thank you very much for staying tuned. Do well to hit on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell, and like this video, share it to as many people as possible, even if it is in groups. Go ahead and promote the video. The more you promote the video, the more you are giving me the strength to even buy more materials and do tutorials for you. If you have more questions, do well to join the WhatsApp interactive group from the link that I'm going to drop in the description box. So invite others to that group so that we can share ideas as fashion enthusiasts. Thank you guys for staying tuned. From me, it's a bye bye for now. See you in my next video.